The land of Scorched Earth is beautiful, majestic, almost serene-like in its beauty. No, who are we kidding? This place is hot, it is steamy, it is sweaty, and you can get miserable very, very quickly. From the really dangerous starts here on Scorched Earth, all the way to sweating your butt off, getting heat stroke, dying in the heat in the hot desert, and all sorts of different things ready to come and eat you with your big, sharp, pointy teeth. These things are horrible, they are mean, and they are terrifying. But there is a way to tame them. A very easy way to tame them. Well, today we're going to be talking about some of the ones that are easier, some of the ones that are harder. We're going to be talking about the hardest ones to the easiest ones in that order and how vital they are to your survival here on Scorched Earth. Because, yeah, when it comes around to these things, yeah, they can help out quite a bit. So we're going to be talking about the most essential tames from easiest to hardest, which ones you need first, and which ones will help you out in the end game, and which ones will help you out with the caves. So buckle up, grab your coffee, and let's get right into it. Alright, now we're going to be talking about one of the easiest and most essential dinosaurs to tame. The Jerboa. These guys are quite impressive by what they do. Now, the easiest things to tame about these guys is, well, all you do is walk up to them and you punch them, like what I'm doing here. But once you punch them, you can knock them out by, they are knocked out, and then you can easily tame them by just putting berries in their inventory, maybe even just 1 or 2 narco berries, depending on your server settings, and then tame these guys, and they will be your buddy. They will ride around on your shoulder and be absolutely amazing. Now, when it comes around to what they do, well, they will notify you of all of the weather events in the area or around you on the map, be it from when it's about to rain to when it's about to have a sandstorm and you're going to need to run for cover, to also where there is going to be a massive heat wave that is going to drive you into the cooler bits of the Scorched Earth. And they are extremely helpful. Just remember, you can learn their different chirps and wails early on, and you're going to want to do exactly that. Learn them so where you know exactly when all the weather events are going to happen, and you're not going to be surprised at all. Once they're tamed, you can keep them on your shoulder and then just listen to their little chirps and whistles and wails, and you will eventually learn when it's about to rain, when the sandstorm is picking up, when the electricity is about to pick up, and then also when the heat waves are coming. And yeah, you'll eventually learn all their little chirps. It is really helpful. Just remember, they do not have the weight reduction like a lot of the other shoulder pets, which is kind of unfortunate, but you will still be using them regardless. Next up, we have the Mellops. Extremely skittish by nature, these guys, well, they can be knocked out with a simple boomerang early on. All you have to do is chase them down. They are naturally skittish, though, so just be very careful because they are not so skittish in a pack. So when you have one of them by themselves, they will run away and just allow you to chase them down. But if there's more than one of them, they will team up and they will band together, and then they will fight you. So just be very, very careful. If you have one of them by themselves, and then you hit it with a boomerang, and it runs off, and it finds another one, the other one is going to come and try to smack you. So just be very, very aware of that. Yeah, all right, but now these guys, they're used for storing water inside their back, which is extremely essential in Scorched Earth. Now, all you do is take them over to any kind of water source, and they will be able to store water within this, and then you can go up to it, and then you can drink it, and then you can ride around on them as well while you're going out on your adventures. They are an extremely efficient early game tame, and you can craft the saddle very early on. Also, another benefit is you can fire off the back of their saddle, which makes them really, really good. Also, as a bonus, they are generally pretty tanky as well, so you can take them on some pretty good adventures while you're busy going around and exploring the first little steps onto Scorched Earth. So craft a boomerang, get taming, and get one of these guys in your pack because it is extremely helpful, especially in the early game. Later game, you'll probably just use them as a water repository, if you use them as all, maybe even a berry gatherer. But early game, they also do gather berries very, very efficiently. Yeah, very efficiently. Also, they are amazing at gathering cactus sap, because, yeah, you will be needing a lot of cactus sap in your adventures on Scorched Earth. Also, they're really good at gathering rare flowers from the purple and blue flowers that you see all around Scorched Earth. So get one of these guys. They will help you out very, very well. The next up is the Anky. Located just about everywhere on Scorched Earth except for the high desert, these guys are extremely effective at getting all your metal and all your metal needs. Now, you can find these guys with their babies as well, which makes them really easy to tame, especially early on. So, yeah, if you can, tame one of them in the wild. If not, get one of their babies, because it will help you out quite a bit. And then you could raise it up by feeding it berries and the such. But, yeah, these guys right here excel at harvesting metal and flint from all of the rocks and the metal nodes, and you are going to need a lot of it when it comes to surviving in Scorched Earth. So make sure you go out, you grab your Anky, and then you take it out and you harvest a ton of metal, because with their flail tail, they will be able to harvest up a whole ton of it. And then you'll be able to take it back to your base, refine it, and then use it all to your advantage. Yeah, these guys are really amazing. Next up on the list, well, we have the Doedicurus. These guys are amazing, and the reason why I would actually say these are more essential than the Anky on Scorched Earth is because in order to build in one of the best, or one of the only things that you actually want to build with on Scorched Earth, the Adobe, you're going to need a lot of sand and a lot of cactuses. Now, we've already covered where to get all the cactus sap that you're going to need with the Mellops, but the Doedicurus will help you get all of that sand that you need to craft all of the Adobe that you need. And you're going to need a lot of it for crafting and building on Scorched Earth. Found just about everywhere on Scorched Earth, just like the Ankylosaurus. Well, these guys are tamed almost the exact same way, although you do have to be careful with them when you are taming them, make sure they don't ball up. But once you do have one of them tamed, you can put a saddle on it, go out, harvest up a ton of rocks, and you get rocks and sand from the stones on Scorched Earth. So make sure you get a whole ton of them. Just remember, this stuff is extremely heavy, and unlike the stone that goes inside of Doedicurus' inventory, the sand does not get weight reduction. So be on the lookout for that, and be careful when harvesting up a ton of stone so where you don't get yourself into a little bit too tricky of a spot. But once you have these guys, they will help you craft up so much stuff. And just remember, if you're crafting in wood and stone buildings on Scorched Earth, you're going to have a really hard time because that magnifies the heat that goes into it. But when you craft with Adobe, that has an interior cooling effect. So yeah, make sure you craft in Adobe if you're going to craft a base, because you like to not sweat out of every single pore of your body and then die of heat stroke. It does happen on Scorched Earth, so be on the lookout for it, which is why the Doedicurus is an extremely valuable friend. And next up, well, that's the king of the beasts here on Scorched Earth. Well, that is the Rex. These guys are extremely essential if you ever want to have aspirations towards fighting the Manticore here on Scorched Earth. They are extremely efficient and effective in order to take him out. It doesn't take a huge amount of Rexes, but it does take a few Rexes, or, well, you can do it with Mantises if you wanted to, but my money's on the Rex, just because for the sheer power. And who doesn't like riding around on a Rex? These guys are amazing. Now, if you want to tame these guys, I would recommend getting something that can actually take the hits. Like right now, I'm actually riding around on a Thylo, so where it can actually take the hits. Now, I could knock this guy out, feed him some kibble or some prime meat, maybe a little bit of mutton, and it would be very, very efficient. You can also tame these guys. I would just recommend that if you're going to tame them, get something that can take the hits and then just knock it out in the wild. And then, yeah, Bob's your uncle. You got a couple Rexes in your repertoire. Now, Rexes can spawn in some rather interesting places, but one of the easiest places to actually get Rexes to reliably spawn is what is called the Rex Triangle. Now, the Rex Triangle starts from over there at the jagged peak at the far side, comes over here to right over there at that river, and then ends right here below where I'm at, where you actually see that Rex down there. There is always a Rex in all 3 of these different locations, and there's a total of 5 Rex spawn locations. If you start in one area and you clear out the Rex there, if it's a lower level, you can go over to the other one and then clear that one out if it's a low level, and then come over to this section over here where there will be another Rex, sometimes 2, and then clear that one out. If you go all the way around the triangle, you could just control the spawns until you get the highest level ones that you absolutely want, and then you can tame them out in the open and then just have a bunch of Rexes as your buddy. Yeah, the amount of time that you spend here is definitely related to how often you see the higher level spawns, because sometimes they can spawn at level 15, sometimes they can spawn at level 150. Just keep working at it until you actually find the highest level Rexes that you need. And just remember, the Rex Triangle, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. There's a couple other triangles that we're going to talk about too here shortly. All right, now also I'm going to point out where it's located on the map, just so you know. It's right around here, and then it goes right up to about here on the map, and then cuts across to right over here to where it has the Rex Triangle right there. Next up, I'd like to give an honorable mention to the Mantis. These guys, while they are not absolutely essential, these guys will change a lot of the ways you do things. While the Anky gathers up metal, the Doedicurus gathers up stone and sand, these guys will gather up everything else plus those 2 same things, and they will do it really, really well. Now, a regular just tamed up Mantis isn't that great. What comes with the beauty of Mantises is when you breed them and then you specifically level them up each individually for different things. They can be used for combat, and they can be used for, well, you know, boss fights if you want to. These guys, they're fully capable of doing boss fights. The Manticore on Scorched Earth, they're also capable of doing a bunch of the caves. Not nearly as efficient as a couple others on this list, or one other in more particular on this list, but they are still very, very efficient at doing what they do. Put weapons in their hands, and they do it even better. It is really good. You can put a pick in their hand, you can put a pike in their hand, you can put a hatchet in their hand, and you can put a club in their hand to knock things out very, very quickly and efficiently. It's hilarious, and it can be done. Yeah, and the things these guys can do is absolutely amazing. Just remember, if you're going to use them for a gathering for a gathering dino, make sure that you take and you level up one with weight. Take it quite far. You can take it all the way up to about 1,000 weight, and then use them for just all sorts of gathering. It is really efficient. And then also with Extinction, these guys are really good. If you can take one of these guys from Scorched Earth over to Extinction, they are the best ones possible for harvesting up element nodes. Yeah, very, very good, which means Scorched Earth has a couple little things that it can give to the rest of Ark. It is absolutely amazing. These guys are really good. They're not essential, but if you want to have a bunch of cool little cool dino that can do just about everything, these guys, they got it. When it comes to harvesting up, these guys are the Swiss Army knife. Very good. The one that needs really no introduction, well, that's the Thylocoleo. Thylocoleos are absolutely amazing and essential, in my opinion. These guys are so good. They slice, they dice, they can eat up a whole bunch of just really bad stuff. Not only death worms, but they can do so much. If you have any aspirations to doing the bosses, you're going to need to be able to do the caves. And a Thylocoleo on Scorched Earth does it like no other. They are so good. Thylocoleos are absolutely amazing when it comes around to farming death worms, getting just about all the artifacts that you ever wanted, and also just riding around Scorched Earth in style. They can climb up to the highest mesa and also help you get through, get up top of the biggest mountains. These guys are so good. You want to tame an Argent? Do it on Thylocolio. You want to tame a Rex? Do it on a Thylocolio. Yeah, you want to tame just about anything? Do it on a Thylocolio. I think you're getting the pattern here. Yeah, and their saddle unlocks at level 51. And with the Thylocolio triangle, from the old ASE coming back for a return, and not just one place, but two. Yeah, that's right. There are two Thylocolio triangles on Scorched Earth. These guys should be in everyone's base, just because of how effective and efficient a Thylocolio is. They also have a dot bleed attack when it comes around to their bite, which is amazing. They can also climb up all sorts of cool stuff. Found located around the mesas over by the green obelisk, Thylocolios, they're actually really easy to tame on Scorched Earth. A lot easier than they are on the other maps, just because they are found just roaming around these mesas. Now, both of these mesas have Thylocolio triangles around them, just like the Rex triangle. But if you work either of the mesas to either the side of green ob or to the other side, all the way over there, that one over there, it has one as well. All you do is work your way all the way around them, and by the time you get to the other side, chances are the Thylocolios on this side have respawned, and then you can get them. Just remember, you want to take these guys and you want to carry them with either an Argent or something a little bit bigger over to a taming pen that you could just drop them down into, and then knock them out at your leisure. It helps out quite a bit, and these guys are going to be probably one of your best buddies when it comes around to having things in the game, because they can get you Wyvern eggs, they can get you to all the rare resources, and they can get you to having all sorts of prime meats and mutton at, however you need it. Whatever you need, a Thylocolio can get you. Even black pearls from farming up the death worms out in the high desert. Thylocolios, they are your one-stop shop when it comes to anything on the ground in Scorched Earth. They are amazing, and yeah, they're probably my favorite. And then, only slightly harder to tame than the Thylocolio, we have the Argent, the king of utility. These guys are so good. Oh man, on Scorched Earth, as well as just about any other map, the Argent can do it all. Not only does it have a smithy in its inventory, in its saddle, but it has weight reduction on just about everything. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, you want to carry your Dominus, your Anky, your Thylo anywhere? Well, guess what? The RG can do it. And also, the Dominus and the Anky can actually harvest while you're being carried with the Argent. They are so, so good. I cannot say enough good things about the Argent, just because these guys, while the Mantis is the Swiss Army knife, the Argent is just the jack of all trades. It flies, it can carry quite a few different things. Plus, also has weight reduction on just about everything. It's so, so good. Located up on the highest peaks in Scorched Earth, basically all around just about any mountain on Scorched Earth, these guys can be found pretty readily. But yeah, it's kind of a natural progression. You tame a Mellops early on with probably a boomerang, maybe a crossbow or a bow, and then you go and then you use the Mellops to go and you tame yourself a Thylo. Well, you use the Thylo to go get yourself an Argent, and then use that Argent to tame yourself the perfect Thylo. Then use that perfect Thylo to go get yourself some Wyvern eggs. It works out like a charm. It is so easy. It is so effective, and it is effective. It's used for a reason, and yeah, it's so good. And then, of course, at last. And it's definitely not the most essential, but it is the hardest of the bunch to get. Yep, that's right. We have the Wyvern. These guys, they are so good. They are able to farm just about everything you possibly could need. They're not going to get anything particularly good. You know, they're not going to be able to farm up stone. They're not going to be able to farm up flint. They're not going to be able to get you metal, but they will be able to take out just about everything via their sheer damage. These guys are, they are damage machines. They can do so much. Yeah, you want to take out a Giga? Well, guess what? A Lightning Wyvern can do it. You want to take out those Rexes? Well, a Fire Wyvern has no problem doing that. You want to take out, people? Well, the Poison Wyvern can do that one. Yeah, so, and all, kind of mix and match as well. I mean, the Poison Wyvern can also take out a Giga, so can the Fire Wyvern. All three of them are very effective at what they do, and killing is their business, and business is pretty dang good. So yeah, now, like I was saying, the natural progression, you get yourself a Mellops, check. You get yourself a Thylo, check. You get yourself an Argent, check. You get yourself more Thylos, check. Use Thylo, go get a Wyvern. That's what you need to do. Yep. Very, very quickly, very easily. And if you going in on foot on a Thylo isn't your cup of tea, you could use a Tapajara. I've got quite a few videos on how to do that on the map or on YouTube. So yeah, make sure you take a look on that. Search the channel for how to get your first Wyvern egg. It's actually pretty dang easy. Matter of fact, I'll put a pin up here in the top right-hand corner just for you if you have any concerns on how to properly get a Wyvern egg and not get dead. But yeah, these guys, they are absolutely amazing at what they do. From unleashing lightning along the countryside, to fire, to breathing poison down upon helpless Mellops in the desert, or just taking out your death worms so where you can go tame up some Mantis. Wyverns will do it, and they will do it very, very well. And like I said, while they are not absolutely essential, matter of fact, I would say Thylocolios and Argents are far more essential than these guys. Nothing beats the raw power and the feel of riding around on one of these things. It is so good. Also, they will get you there very quickly and very efficiently. It's really fun. The Wyvern Trench runs along this section over here, over on the very far west side of the map. You can't miss it. You get over there and you'll be like, oh, how did I ever miss that? It's down there. You go in there, you gather the eggs, and then you take them back and you hatch them. It's kind of amazing. All right, but hey, that's going to do it. So the most essential dinosaurs on Scorched Earth, from easiest to hardest to tame. And yeah, I hope this video helps you out. If you were looking forward to, or if you're looking for finding out how to tame all the individual ones and all the little nooks and crannies and the bits and the bobs and just what makes each one of these dinosaurs tick, I have all of those on my channel. Yeah, from the Wyvern to the Argent to the Thylocolio down to the Mantis, look for the basics tag and they are there. I've done videos on all of them. Quite a few of them are from Ark Survival Evolved and quite a few of them are from Ark Survival Ascended. And I hope this video helps you out and I hope you enjoyed the video. So hey, if you haven't already, make sure you click that like button. I really appreciate it. It really helps me out. And until next time, this is Phlinger, and take it easy, everybody.